that button. All right, over here, we do have our Utt chassis for Utv Nationals sitting here with chassis all welded up. We did choose to wire feed this car because that's what our production cars will be. So this car is sitting here, and next week you'll see a completely different car as it starts to get tabbed out. We've already put the roof tabs on it, but we'll have seat tabs and all that other stuff dialed in. One thing pretty cool about the Speed UTVs is the rear shock mount. It is done very trophy truck stylish, where the shock mount ties all the way down in the chassis. And down here, if you look, once we put our bracket for the trailing arm right here, this ties this whole intersection together. Very strong, very structurally sound, which is probably our highest load area, the inner pivot on the trailing arm. So, and this is 4130. It'll be 4130 on your cars as well. And this is a box structure that gets integrated into the tubes. So, pretty excited about how all that came out. Looking at it on CAD and then seeing it here, it's pretty cool. This is the UTT, so it's the long bed. And this is what we'll have at Utv Nationals. That is our game plan for this car to be at Utv Nationals here in about 30 days. So it's going to be some late nights here, but it's okay. Just remember, everything we're doing here will get integrated into your cars as well. One of these things, building this thing, we actually, when you build cars, you get a really completely different look of what things should be and how they are. And did some new tube design differences up here in the front, just the way it all structurally goes. But if you look at it as a structure, and we've talked about spine before, but from here across, shock mount is located right here. Loads this, which loads up to the chassis. Very structurally sound, very strong. And this car is going to be a monster. So as you see, this car has no door bars in it right now because the UTTs that come production come with this A-post structure here. This A-post structure is part of our chassis structure, but it does not have the door bars in. So door bars will get added in after we get through the interior of the car, just make it easier to get in and out and work on. But they will be added in, and this is what your car would look like if you bought a production UTT and wanted to make it a race car. You would have to add those door bars into it. But very different from the other car, easy to step right in. Got a dual frame rail on the bottom down there to get us a chassis stiffness. It's got dual frame down below, also to retain your feet from ever coming out if you had a big crash and doors flung open or something like that. So this is you know, what I believe is proper and what the UTV industry should be. So this is our car. We will have we'll have this thing on display at Utv Nationals, and we'll get into some body stuff. So I'm gonna get ready for tonight's show, and I'll flick this thing over here. See if I can adjust this back a little bit. Looks like I got some grease on my phone. I probably should clean that up for you a little bit. A little better. All right, cool. Thank you, guys. Oops. Caught around the corner there. You got good mic over there, Rob? Perfect. Got a pretty cool picture here behind me. Basically, this is a rendering. It's not actual, but it's what all three cars would look like in their natural habitat. Looks like in, you know, somewhere in Glamis or Dubai or South America or potentially Chile, but shows you the width of 77-inch car. That is a UTT right there, head and face on. There is the El Jefe, and there is a Bandit. So actually, that's another UTT right there, I believe. No, it's a Bandit. Sorry, that is a Bandit. So all three cars are dialed in here. These are all 3 RG edition cars. Really can start seeing how the headlight, what we decided for final headlight, how that came out. And we have issued invites up to master number 1,000. So master number 1,000, we are all the way to that. Out of all the invites so far, I believe we're around the 270 have been run through the system, have accessorized their vehicles. Some of these cars are done through dealers. So if you are accessorizing your car with a dealer, you need to contact your local dealer. So if you're going to upgrade or you're going to look at potentially moving into one of our enclosed cabs, please contact the dealer that you pre-ordered your car with and have them help you get through the configuration process. We're here to help the dealers. We're here to help you. This is something new for the industry, the way we've done this with the configurator and let you customize your vehicle. So please, like I said, if you bought it through Speed UTV, obviously deal with our sales reps. We've got 5 reps out there working daily with people. And then on the other side, if you bought through a dealer, please contact your dealer and go through that direction. All good? All right. This post, just got done walking through the UTT chassis for the UTV Nationals. Martelli Brothers and UTV Underground, UTV World Championship. They got a picture here because all they had was the picture from the Mint 400 that we raced with and teamed up with Max. But this is, both Max is going to run the Pro NA car, and I'm going to drive the Pro Turbo. And we will have an additional vehicle there as one of our Turbo Arctic Cats as well. So now that they've opened up the rules for production turbo, Arctic Cat makes an awesome engine with Yamaha out of the Thundercat, which is a production turbo, and we will bring that car to run in the Pro Turbo class as well. Driver to be announced, and it'll be somebody obviously that can win the race and perform, because those cars are very good cars. So both Max and myself will be coming. Max did win the Mint 400. Unfortunately, they took it from us when he climbed out of the car. We had a person out of the car for too long, but we were the winners, and it is what it is. So we know that car can win again, and it'll be there to do that. UTV race car, this is a question. Will race versions of the UTT have a different chassis suspension geometry? If so, will parts be able to purchase to a standard UTT to modify it into a race car? I think it's awesome that so many of you guys want to take our cars and convert them over to race cars right away. That was obviously part of the plan here. So let's talk about the UTT, and I'm going to grab my phone. Daniel, can you grab this phone for me? And we'll do a quick walk around just to kind of answer that question a little bit more. So this car that we're sitting here is exactly 2 bins wall thickness material, similar or the same, not even similar, the same as what a UTT would be off the assembly line. This car, when you purchase a race car through us, it would not have tube connectors. So there's not tube connectors in here. There's no tube connectors in this chassis. This is a chassis that has been built as a race car. Race cars are race cars, purpose-built race cars that we will open up. We have not opened this up yet to the industry as a factory Team Gordon Speed UTV race car that would be manufactured at the NASCAR facility, or I should say the old NASCAR facility, which is our engineering headquarters now. We will offer up race cars for you. And this is what a tube connector looks like, just so we're clear. This is a tube connector. It's a forged tube connector. This car does not have it in the roll cage sections. So you don't see one here. You don't see one on this bar. You don't see one on this bar. There's not one up here where you'd see one either. So this car does not have tube connectors because this car was built to be strictly a race car. But at the same time, when we were building this car, it has the same dimensions. So the same dimension from top of halo to bottom of halo, it's just missing the section where the tube connector would be. So those have been changed and modified to be strictly a race car. If you order a race car from us, it would come without tube connectors. But then again, you could order a race car from us with tube connectors if we do a conversion of one of your existing UTT chassis. They are the same. They would be the same. And yes, the suspension components, shocks, spindles, engine, everything that we would be racing, except for the front diff that we'll have currently is a production part. Even the one that we have that will race the Utv Nationals is a production part. It's just a different process of a production part. So we'll get into the diffs here shortly. Price. Race car out of this shop will be very expensive. I just sorry to try to say it, but the reason we do assembly line cars is because the process is different. The goal is here is a lot of you guys would build your own race car. We will build 20, probably 25 cars. No more than that per year. As factory race cars, they would be available, but these cars will be, they'll be north of $85,000 if they come out of this facility. All the parts and components that we provide to you or that we have on this car will be available to the general public. We will not hold anything back because we have one goal here, and that's that our cars win races out there and that all you guys have the same equal opportunity. So anything we do for our speed UTV car, any setups we do throughout the process, we will help you guys and we will share with you with our developments. What that's going to do is that's going to increase our performance rate to bring us to the highest level as quick as we possibly can, because we're going to be learning from a lot more cars, not just one car. So I look at this opportunity as a multi-car opportunity where we share that information with you, and we will have race support as well. And as we get into our race program, let's say about the time we get to Utv Nationals, I'll explain to you what I think a race program should be to make it easier for you guys and girls to show up the racetrack and be competitive with the top cars in the industry. Race ready. Upgrade will be available on speedutv.com if you want a race ready vehicle. I know we said we would get that posted, but to be honest, we have been doing so much with the production UTV, with the design, development, testing, everything we've been doing. The race program is secondary to us. And please understand that the most important thing is the production vehicles. The production 4-seaters, production 2-seaters. Race car is obviously great marketing. We learn things from racing, but our most important vehicle is that production car. And that's where all of our focus has been. I want to go through race cars since we got onto the race car conversation. Is there any questions out there? Just some questions being asked online? Anybody I need to block this week? So far, so good. Okay, I blocked those guys from last week, so they're all blocked out. But you know, our goal here is to share as much information as we can with you guys without distractions. So if we see something there, we will block them immediately and we will get on forward. And I'm not afraid of a little bit of negativity. It's just if it gets to be nonsense and it takes over our weekly shows. So we are on is this week 23? 24, gosh. 24 weeks straight. You know, normally we do Wednesday nights. Only time we do Thursday nights if something's happened on Wednesday where we can't do it. Like I said, I tried to make a red eye last night to get back to Charlotte, which postponed this to Thursday night. And I'm happy to be here, happy to share that information with you. We will, like I said, we will continue these shows weekly throughout the testing process, UTV Nationals, Sandstorm Super Show. As we get closer and closer, as components come in, we'll start sharing more and more of those components with you as well. Next week should be a big week of components. I know of probably 15 items that are going to show here between shock absorbers, spindles. There's going to be a bunch of parts here next week that will be pre-production parts, but they are production-based parts. They're coming out of the forgings, and they're parts that are the same parts that will be on your vehicle.
Will the race car be TIG welded?
Will the race car be TIG welded? Well, I've been saying it for a long time, and before we raced NASCAR, you know, I always thought that we had to TIG weld our race cars, and we thought that that was the process that was the best. Throughout all the years of experience through testing, procedures, processes, obviously a TIG weld can be lighter if you have a better tube fit with more contained spaces, because you can feed that material in there. But a MIG welded car probably is more structurally sound than a TIG welded car. It's just the way that the tubing anneals and forms together also allows it to not be so brittle. So what we learned in NASCAR, we don't mind the tubes moving a little bit if you have a crash to take the shock out of the driver, but also the last thing was tubes to break because they got welded so hot in certain areas. So right now, these will be MIG welded cars. If somebody wants a custom TIG welded car, obviously we have personnel that can handle that, and we would take that on a case-by-case basis. But the car that I'm going to race at UTV Nationals, the car that Max is going to race, is basically MIG welded cars. And what I want to show you guys is the stuff that we're racing is as good as our production stuff that will be delivered to the general public. So there is a reason for it, and very easily we could have had this thing welded like the Unicorn and spent, you know, an extra week and a half just welding this thing. But I don't believe it's necessary for what we're doing here. And the other thing is to keep the cost down. List of parts on a race car. This will be posted after this, right, Scott? Yes. But I just want to make sure everybody understands what's going to be on this race car. This will have a carbon fuel cell can. It'll have a carbon body. It'll have added door bars. It'll have aluminum roof skin, aluminum firewall, window nets, Parker pumper, fire extinguisher tool bag, medical kit, impact gun for changing a spare tire if I hit something, safety equipment, 12-inch GPS. It'll have a front bumper as a requirement. I wouldn't run a front bumper in desert racing. I believe in the UTV class, you're really not allowed to hit anybody. They don't want people mashing into each other. So, but it is a rule to have a front bumper. Front lower light bar, we will not have one on for the UTV Nationals, but that would be a normal accessory. Upper front light bar, we will not have that on for UTV Nationals, but that would be an accessory that you would want if you race Baja, Vegas, Torino races like that. Rear chase light is mandatory. Spare tire and wheel and jack. Man, my Toyota tires have been really, really good lately. Might even show up at UTV Nationals without a spare. Pick your colors, suspension cage, personal race cars. You'd be able to pick basically whatever you want to do. Race graphics, we'll have a race graphic package on this. But remember, the body's going to be carbon when we start. So it'll start with a carbon body, and it'll have the orange graphics where the orange would be, but would be very similar to what an RG edition would be. And then you got to have chassis certification through Best in Desert Score or Bill Savage. We have sent our production cars to Bill Savage already. He's already looked at the chassis, told us where he wants corner gusses, what we'd have to do to make those legal, and we will share all that information with you guys, which I believe we might have. If not, we can do that before next week and show you what UTV Nationals and what I think is one of the best. Obviously, there's a bunch of good technical inspectors out there, but Bill Savage knows how to build cars. He's built winning trophy trucks. He's been in the off-road industry for decades. Obviously has tons of GTP experience as well, but this is a brilliant engineer, and he is our technical director at the UTV Nationals. All accessories would be available to purchase, individually upgrade for non-race ready vehicles, and all the suspension pivot points are exactly what we're offering on our production cars. So there's nothing special here. It's exactly what your production car would be. It's MIG welded, and please come by and take a look at it at UTV Nationals, because it will be there for everybody to take a look at. This is, we've showed this before, but these are our tube color charts on this chassis, and what thicknesses the tubes are, where they're at. Right here you can see this one has the added door bar. That is just a color slot added door bar, but want everybody to know that we are adding the door bar, and I will probably come with one vertical here on this race car. It's not required, and because it's not a required tube, it'll be something very, very light. This is the front diff. You know, I know some of you have seen this on the website lately. This is the front structure bulkhead of the Speed UTV. This is something we've been working on for a long time. You will see these parts at the Utv Nationals. This is going to change the way things are manufactured. Obviously, when we produce this many cars, we can make forgings, castings, high pressure castings, and I'm talking about forging for gears and all that stuff. But this thing is fully integrated. Rear pivot point, front pivot point, sway bar mount, steering rack, all integrated in one assembly. You guys probably remember, at Le Mans a few years back, I think the Audi team changed the whole rear component of their car in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That was rear brakes, CV joints, transmission, all the suspension, all the drivetrain, turbos, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The idea for this is you could have sub-assemblies built up for multiple races. You could plug a brand new front sub-assembly onto your car and be ready to turn around for the next moto right away. This is for ease of manufacturing, for ease of dealers, and honestly, it's the optimum way to be able to get your pivot points with a structure tied together. This is what comes on the Speed UTV on your production car. It is a pressure cast, but it will be strong, will be durable. It has a torque limiting clutch in the front. So if it sees a clutch spike between the front and rear diffs, it will spike for you. This thing has a year of development in it, and it is working. We know it works. We're confident in it, and we look forward to having it on all Speed UTVs. It comes on the Bandit, comes on the Diablo, comes on the El Jefe. So all of them have our patented front bulkhead suspension hydraulic steering system built on it.
You think the weight of that would be similar to CNC versus the production one?
I'm going to say the production one and CNC will be within 5 pounds, and I believe the production one, because of the tooling and doing multiple castings, will actually be lighter than this. We just can't get the material out of it with a 5-axis. And the guys that have been doing this have been doing a killer job. I will share with you guys at the end of it who helped us with development of this, but Albin's helped us design it. We've had some very, very good engineers working on it for a long time, and we've got a machine shop that is doing a wonderful job on it, and I look forward to having these parts. My goal is to have them in my hand today for you guys. They tell me they're going to ship tomorrow, and that we will have these things, Saturday, overnight it, and Saturday will be glued onto here. So hopefully by next Wednesday, you'll see suspension. You'll see this chassis here as a rolling car with the bulkhead and steering attached to it. So seats as well. You'll see a rolling car here next week. This is the tooling. So all the tooling has been done for the car, and this is for not only this is for the race car. So our race cars will look like production cars. If you look at a Polaris or a Can-Am race car, they don't look anything like a production car. When we show up at the racetrack, our Speed UTVs are going to look just like your Speed UTV, and that's our goal across the board. No different than building a trophy truck today. If you had a manufacturer sponsor, you'd want the truck to look as similar as you could, just maybe a little more futuristic as a trophy truck. This car is going to be exactly to the T of what our production cars look like in plastic body with opening doors. This will be a full carbon body. I'm excited to see it next week. Speed UTV base cars, we went straight from race car to base car. One of Todd and my goals are to keep the price available where the average Joe can afford a Speed UTV car. We don't price it out of the range. So the cars, the base cars, still come with a turbo engine, still comes with internal bypass tube shocks. This is the graphic of the base car, and it is just the plastic of the body with an orange stripe. Obviously base, we have to figure out how we're going to reduce the cost to be able to get you guys something that is in the same thing, and as well as comes with a simulated beadlock wheel, not actual beadlock wheels. But that will be our base car, and this will be available. With all the orders we had, we don't have any bases. Realistically, time of seeing a base car, if you order one today, is sometime in February, March. So I want to thank everybody for the confidence in our cars in the beginning, but if you ordered a base car today, you could order a base Bandit, you could order a base Diablo, or a base El Jefe for $30,000 for both two-seaters and $32,000 for the other one. If you were going to build a race car and completely strip it, you might want to start with something like this. But then again, there's a lot of cool accessories, wheels, things you need for a race car that comes on the LEs and the RGs. So this is the base. Only difference is seat, roof, wheels, graphics. Like I said, we are going to provide the 5-point harnesses in there as base cars, and we will also provide arm restraints as well on all vehicles sold at Speed UTV. Base, well, that's just a little bit short of race. Change one word.
It's not our fault for base cars better than anything else.
Yeah, there you go. I think that. Yeah. Please look at it this way. It's really, really not my fault that my base car is better than the top-end cars of Polaris, Can-Am. Definitely better than a Honda, Kawasaki, or anything else, Yamaha like that. So our base car will be the top dog at any other manufacturers. And we wanted to make sure that we gave you a base. So please don't take it the wrong way. Just change the B for R and call it race car.
Hey, good question here. Can we upgrade LFA plastics to composites?
Can you upgrade LFA plastics to composites? The answer is going to be no, you cannot upgrade it, but we would sell it to you. I will make our composite bodies available to you. So the dash that we're doing for UTV Nationals is an all-carbon dash. That dash, you want to change out your plastic and you want to upgrade it to all-carbon, that's something we'll sell you the parts and pieces. It'll bolt right in. It'll be exactly the same as what our production body is. It'll bolt into the same mounts, and it'd be something you could change out your component real easy. So look at carbon fiber dashes, the beds, the big heavy bed that we put in the back of these things, to make sure that you can throw your hay bales, your work equipment. If you're out on the farm in the back of it, we'll have carbon beds that'll be half the weight, maybe a quarter of the weight. There's certain things that are going to be lighter. And yes, we will make available our carbon bodywork for everybody. So it won't be just for the race cars. Anybody that has purchased a car and wants to put carbon fenders on it or wants to put the carbon hood on it, we will make that stuff available for you as well. So yes, you can upgrade it, but we cannot do it as a factory component. It's something you would have to do yourself at a later time. Just a lot of ramifications to do with that, and be able to make that process happen. Now, race car purchased, like I said, I'll open up 20 cars available through Team Gordon as Race Speed UTV. We'll build 20 Diablos, and I'll build 10 Bandits as race cars. So a Bandit for a short course, Diablos race, and I'll do that in 2021. That'll be the maximum amount we'll do, and if people are interested in that, that's something we would consider to do. So 20 El Diablos, 10 Bandits, factory built in the shop right next to the Unicorn, and we will do that for you guys and let you configure that car as well the way you want it. So stay tuned.
Is there going to be an application to be a race car on it?
Is there going to be an application? Yeah, that process is probably going to be there. You know, we have one goal, and that's winning races on Sunday or Saturday or whatever day they have the race. Vegas to Reno, I guess it'd be Friday, but you know, we have one goal here, and we want the top teams playing with us. So we're going to learn more from the top teams playing with us as well.
Factory support for the production car?
Factory support will be available. Prize money at big events will be available. We will post the largest prize money out of any UTV manufacturer at each event. We will match anything out there that anybody else does. and we'll post it as well, but you got to win a Speed UTV. The other thing, we will have our white glove program that will switch over to the big races. So the big races that I see, UTV Nationals, King of the Hammers, Baja 500, Baja 1000, Mint 400, Vegas to Reno, Parker 425. We will offer up our factory pit support as well to racers for Speed UTV cars. What this means is if you come to the racetrack and you don't have a spare engine, we'll make sure we have spare engines in the equipment. We'll have spare gearboxes, spare axles, spare wheels and tires. The components you need, we'll also offer up pit support for you guys to support you in those locations. We'll use our dealer help to be able to do this. We'll use dealer technicians. I have been reached by many dealer techs. Hey, what's it take to be on the team, go on the racetrack on the weekend? We would welcome that from our dealers, and we want those guys to be part of it because they're going to learn more about the car faster and be able to maintenance the basic, I wouldn't even call it basic, the normal weekend warrior Speed UTV as well, and make sure you guys are up to speed on all the race prep stuff that we're learning. All right, I'm just kind of bouncing through here real quick. We went through the doors, the base car. This is not a base car. It says it up top. This is an LE, so it says it there even though the header says base. LE is today $31,500, $31,500, $35,000. That price does change on December 1st. We told you December 1st, prices change. Todd asked when that changed earlier. Just want to make sure we're there. RG Edition is still available. We do have cars available. $34,000 for our two-seaters, $37,000. These prices will go to $39,999 and $36,000 come December 1st. So be prepared for that. I'm giving you guys plenty of notice ahead of time. This one here is 3 balls. I've normally see 2 balls. I've never seen 3 before. We got 3 tonight. So this is the carbon. This is the blue carbon. Do we have a blue carbon? Do you think I have any blue carbon here anymore? Maybe in the hallway? All right, Casey, can you grab me a piece of white carbon as well and black carbon? A lot of people are asking, what is white carbon? It looks kind of gray. Well, it is an off tone of white. It does have a little bit of gray because it has some black highlights in it. The white carbon is the car that Max raced at UTV, Mint 400, sorry, Mint 400. Let me go back over here. This car here, as you see the white, this is the white carbon car. So anybody that's seen this car in person, this is the white carbon car instead of the black carbon car. And that is, back over here, that is that color. If Casey brings me out some, I'll show you what that color looks like. Obviously, black carbon is black carbon, and blue carbon is a blue carbon. Blue carbon is something that we came up with earlier in the year. We've done a couple cars like that, and they are just beautiful. So, it's the roof wrap on the RG Edition. No, it comes with a black roof. The roof wrap would be available. Oh, hold on. No, it's showing a black roof. I just want to make sure that we're doing what we say. And if you look here, the RG has the black roof. So the black roof is what's standard. Roof wrap, we will make that available for you guys to match your RG Edition if you want that. So if you're interested in a roof wrap, we'll do that. I'm going to move over to the doors. We are now all the way through the outside of the cars, and we're into the inside. And here is the actual CAD. This is a screenshot of the CAD of the doors. 2 6-inch speakers built into the doors. So if you wanted to hang out and you could open up your doors, get your sound to the outside. It does have pockets here. As you see, it has a large pocket there, large pocket here. This would be like your normal production car side pocket. I know people will end up coming with accessories to make that a solid one. Perfect. If you can bring that over, that'd be great. Thank you. Zach? Perfect. Thank you very much. Perfect opportunity to give my boys over at VP a plug. This is the white carbon. So I just want to give you guys an opportunity to see what that looks like. This has been used on our cars before. This is the white carbon. This is the black carbon. And do I need to walk over here? Someone take it over there so you can see on that screen. We're good? All right. Rob's giving me the thumbs up. We got it. VP, let's talk about them real quick. At the Vegas to Reno, we were having a temperature issue after qualifying. It's going to be a hot race. We dropped in some of their Stay Frosty, and let me tell you, that stuff's really good. We dropped about 10 degrees of ambient temperature. It's something we used at Vegas to Reno. We're definitely going to use it at the Baja 500 here in a few weeks because it's going to be hot down there. So if you guys have not tried the Stay Frosty product, it's something I would definitely look at going to hot races. Not that you have to have it for hot races, but definitely is going to be an advantage at hot races. Interior door panels, they do a suicide open. So you can see it, they've got interior handles, they got exterior handles to be able to get in. And we'll go to some live calls. Fifth caller tonight gets a giveaway. Ginger did last week. Did they want their ratchet straps now to get put onto their order? What did we do with that? She gave me a deer in the headlights 2 weeks ago. Sorry, on the order. Okay, he put it on his order. So who was that? We had a number, right? Anybody remember the number? Oh, number 12, Sheldon. It was last week. God, these weeks are going by so fast. Number 1238, Sheldon was the fifth caller, and he got 4 speed ratchet straps to tie down his speed UTV. He's vehicle number 1238. Tonight we'll go the fifth caller. We'll get a prize. So hang on a second. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, doing good. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Question on the El Jefe RG edition. Will that car be wired for interior lights?
Yes, the car will be pre-wired. All cars will be pre-wired. There'll be a pigtail in the closest section on the loom to where each accessory would be. And we will provide you a diagram of where that's at, but we will have probably about 10 to 15 accessories pre-wired into the car. So interior lights are definitely an option.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we ordered the El Jefe Master number 1829, so looking forward to it.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in. That's a good question. Hi, it's Robbie Gordon. You're caller number 2 tonight. How you doing? Is this Matt?
Hey, Robbie. Yeah, I got 2 questions. First, the first configurator showed the plastic were going to be gray in the front, but the new one shows black. Is it going to be all black, or is it still going to be gray?
It's more of a charcoal gray. Someone want to grab me the roof over there that we had? It's a large roof over there. I'll bring it over and kind of hold it up for you guys. But the roof will be, it's not black and it's not gray. It's more of a dark charcoal gunmetal color.
Not the roof, the front end plastic.
Whole thing, all plastics.
Oh, all plastics will be gray?
All plastics will match the roof.
Okay, and second question is, what is your guys' speaker brand you guys are using?
It's a speaker brand. I will have to get that to you. I don't know it offhand, but it is a speed accessory, and it's something that we've done. Would you bring that over here? We'll kind of hold this up. Can you see this roof here? It's probably going to look black from where you're at, but if you looked at it up close, it's more of a dark charcoal.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And how many speakers are going in it?
4 speakers. If you do the well, it depends. 2-seater would have 2 speakers and a bass. 4-seater will have 4 speakers and a bass. And an amp.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, Robbie Gordon here.
Yeah, this is Clint from Peoria, Arizona. I was just wondering, when are we going to get to hear the car?
When are you going to get to hear the car?
Dyno.
When are you going to get to hear it? Hang on a second. How can I do that? I can let you hear it. You want to hear it?
Sure.
All right. Huh? Yeah, have you heard the SST Wii video? Because it sounds just like that when you drive it. I don't know if you've seen that funny video that came out 2 days ago, went viral. Mics are by me. Not very good, huh? I can't. Can you hear that?
No.
The camera got a mic on it?
The can't. Yeah, right here. Do you have any
We'll get some better.
All right, we'll get some sound for you. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I had sound from the dyno, but the dyno, it's so quiet because it's basically, that was from the CARB dyno, California emissions, and you know, that's going through the emissions, and so you can barely hear. It's more valve train and noise. But I'll get you some videos for next week.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Good, Robbie.
You're number 4.
One guy already kind of answered the one question I had about the speaker system. The other question I have, I did send Todd a couple pictures of my Polaris XP4 when I ordered years ago. It came with these back dry containers that you could interchange your seats out of the back seat of the El Jefe. I'm AG807. I'm wondering if you guys are thinking about doing something like that when I go to the dunes. I don't want to necessarily carry the extra weight in the back, so I put my boxes in so I don't carry people. And or can we get the bottom seats, the brackets, so I can have my own dry boxes for hunting and camping and what have you?
Yep, I heard what you said there. I'm sure we'll have an accessory. You know, one thing, please remember, we have a huge bed in the back of this thing. So which car, you got the El Jefe, right?
Yes, sir.
So remember, compared to like a Polaris, there's a 47-inch wide, 48-inch wide, starts at the top 48, but with draw on the bed, it's probably closer to 47 at the bottom. The bed, it's 47 inches wide by 35 inches deep. There is no UTV in the industry that has that much bed space. So if you wanted to keep your back seats, you have plenty of room in your bed. But at the same time, I know a lot of you guys want to keep the weight shifted to the middle. You want to put it down low in the back, but we would definitely provide you what those mounts would look like and what the spread of what those tubes will be.
That'd be perfect. If I could just get the bottoms of the seat that way, because you can take them in and out, correct?
Yeah, you can take them in and out, and also there's 4 bolts to the bottom of the seat that I could get you that CAD of that you could leave the seat sliders and bolt right to there and just literally bolt the unseats and bolt right to those flat plates.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, it'd be nice to see if you guys can get those, because the dry boxes are nice.
Yep.
So that you could use the back for the ice chest and other stuff, but the dry boxes are definitely handy to have.
No, it makes total sense, and I think that's something that would be fairly easy for us to come up with. So I'll work on that for next week's configuration. It should be really easy on the 4-seater for us to come up with that, because we have in the bottom of 4 seats, and I'll explain, I got an engineer looking at me like, how are you going to do this? But when, oh, here, yeah, we got a little problem getting over the center console. So the seat bases are below the center console in the back. That was the deer in the headlights I was getting. How I was going to get over that and the center and the rear firewall, but you would have to put some spacers there to raise it up, probably like you have to do on your Polaris. But we would.
This just plugs in right where you take the Polaris seat out. You plug this right in.
Yeah, the one side, the fuel cell, or I shouldn't say fuel cell, fuel tank is held down by a frame structure. You would not be able to take that frame out, and that seat's hooked to that frame structure. So we'd have to figure out how to attach the seat mounting points. And that's why I was thinking the 4 bolts that mount each seat, we could make a plate that tied that you could get up and over the center console. You probably could build some low boxes on each side and then get yourself to a level plane. There's a ton of guys out there. You know, my buddy Brian over in Havasu, there's so many aluminum storage box guys out there to do quality work that will definitely figure out how to do this, and we'll work with all you guys to figure it out as well.
Perfect. Totally excited. Thank you guys for all your hard work.
All right, hey, thank you, and appreciate you calling in tonight. Caller number 5, next one right here. Whatever car you have, if you have a car, if you don't have a car, what are we going to give away if they don't have a car? Huh? Case of speed. If you don't have a car, you're getting a case of speed, and if you have a car, you are getting either 2 or 4 air cushions for the bottom of your seat. So the speed air cushions, next caller is getting 2 or 4 based on his car. I hope this guy has a car because I would love to see someone on our air cushions as well. Hey, Robbie Gordon, caller number 5. How you doing?
Oh my God. Okay. It's Mackenzie. I met you in the shop the other day with my dad.
Oh, excellent. Do you have a car order, Mackenzie?
Yes, we do.
Oh, a 2-seater or 4-seater?
El Chassis 4-seater. We're number 347.
347. You are getting 4 air pads for your car. So we will comp you 4 air pads for order number 347. That's all I need. 347. We'll keep you private. And thank you for calling in tonight, Mackenzie. How can I help you on your question?
We were wondering about limit straps, if it comes with it.
One more time. With what?
Limit straps.
Limit straps. No limit straps on our cars. We have a part that's made into the bottom of my shocks. It's basically an upside down hydraulic bump stop, and it's built into the seal cap. So it eliminates the big banging, but there will be some tugging on it. But please understand, trophy truck, all of our cars at Dakar, we have not run limit straps. We were not going to run limit straps on this car. It has a hydraulic droop limiter built into the shock.
Awesome.
Okay, hope I answered that question. I'm glad you guys came in and got to check it out as well. Yeah, I remember meeting you just the other day over in Anaheim. That's cool.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Do me a favor, have your dad go by there, and I'll put a case of speed out there as well for you guys. So there'll be a case under car number 347 sitting at the front door for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Did you want green speed or orange speed?
We'll take green.
Green speed. All right. Case of green speed and 4 air cushions for your car.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How much are there?
About $100 a piece. Hello. Someone heard that air cushions will be right around $100 once we know final shipping and stuff, but they're about $100 a piece. So car 347 got $400 worth of air cushions plugged into his El Jefe. Hi, you're caller number 6. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Did you have a car ordered?
Yeah, I just got a question for Robbie on the warranty.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I was wondering, does the dealer? I know Robbie offers a 6 month.
6 month is every car gets 6 months, and we have extended warranty for 12 months and 18 months available.
Okay, so when the car hits the dealers, is that going to change?
When the car hits the dealer, is that going to change? No, I believe you would still be able to buy your 12-month and 18-month warranty right through a dealer when you got it, if you choose to extend your warranty before you take the car.
Robbie, I had to tell you, man, I've driven a Can-Am for 3 years, and after watching all your videos, I don't feel safe driving it anymore.
Well, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, we had one goal here, and that was to build the best car and keep you guys as safe as possible. So in the meantime, before you get your speed UTV, please be safe out there. Be smart. No drinking and driving, and take calculated risks.
Well, that's probably why I'm going to buy one of your cars and not buy anything else ever again. Have a good night.
All right, have a good night. Thank you very much. All right, this is caller number 7. This is my last phone call of the night. I know I still have one sitting on there. After that one, we're not going to take any more calls, but how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Robbie. Thank you for answering. My name is Eddie, and I'm calling from down in California, and I am a proud owner of El Diablo number 347, actually. It's funny how El Jefe calls for 347. I'm El Diablo 347.
Oh, you're Diablo 347. I looked up at the wall. You made me, I'm like, I think I just heard number 347. But what's your master number?
I believe it's 1786. You got me there. I was actually trying to look for my email right now.
All right, cool though. No, congratulations. Nice talking to you, Eddie. Downey, I grew up right over there, over on Studebaker and Delamo when I was a kid, so I know the area well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a diesel performance shop out in off of Block Street and Firestone.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. My question is, so I mean, I'm all about performance. I've already asked. I asked a similar question to Casey, your mechanic. He's a very smart guy, very awesome guy to talk to. But I just have a quick question. My question is, you guys are going to offer the sealed version of this car, right? And I'm all about performance. I know that you're going to move the radiators from the rear to the front. Is that going to affect any capability of the car? So I guess what I'm trying to ask is the sealed version going to be as capable as the non-sealed version?
Yeah, okay, so you caught me off guard. I thought you said steel version. I'm like, they're all steel, but you said sealed, and sealed means air-conditioned. Basically, we're going to take a UTV, and we're going to turn it into a high-end pre-runner. You know, you look at what, BJ Baldwin, myself, Dan Bilzerian has a pre-runner. There's a bunch of guys that have pre-runners out there, and let me tell you, it sure is nice to get out of the car and not be dirty and to be at a comfortable temperature. But with that, you have a weight disadvantage. So the weight of the vehicle will go up with a glass windshield. Remember, it'll have glass windshield. It'll have glass side windows. Now, these will be safety glass. They're not just glass. So there will be like your passenger vehicle where it has the plastic laminate between the two layers. That will be a requirement for us to be able to do that. Plus, we want to provide something that's safe for you guys. So they'll have safety glass. They'll have the radiator up front. The only disadvantage to that would be the extra weight. So if it has a 10% more weight to the vehicle than what the base car has or what the lightest version has, you're going to lose a little bit of performance based on that creature comfort. But that guy that doesn't have a sealed cab, he's going to be dirty, sandy, dust in his air, cold in the wintertime, hot in the summertime. The cab would be like driving a Raptor or driving a high-performance vehicle.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, my concern was just, due to moving the radiators to the front, was it going to affect any of the suspension ratio or travel or anything like that?
Nothing on that.
Like you just said, it would be awesome to drive a sealed car down in Baja when it's either hot or cold. And not get dirty, not get any of that.
Yeah, that was obviously our goal through this whole process. And we know not everybody's going to want it. It's going to cost more to be a sealed car. But this car here, a lot of our process has been sealing the car from the doors down right now. And we've put a lot of effort into that. Actually, a crazy amount of effort into sealing it, going back and forth with the manufacturer. Oh, I see a little pinhole crack, or I see a little hole here. We can't have any holes. It has to be as sealed as possible so that when we go to the sealed top, we've already got the sealed bottom done.
Gotcha. All right, brother. One more question. So if you were to be in my shoes, wait for the sealed or stick to my non-sealed?
You're at 1786. You're looking at, realistically, I don't know what my guys have told you, but you're looking at a February, March car.
Which I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just want to make sure that we're sharing proper information with you guys. I look at that as a February, March car. April, May, June, July for the other one. You're talking 4 months later if you wanted to wait for 4 months, or if you wanted to ride and get this car and then off this one and move up to the next one. It just depends on what your ambition is, what your ride schedule is, what your work schedule is, what vacation days you have, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many variables that I don't know.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah, Casey said vacation. At RGM, we don't get any vacation. It's basically a vacation to work here.
All right, brother.
I had vacation and sentence confused.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys are doing an amazing job. I'm so stoked. The reason why I actually bought this car, you can thank Scott at PCI. I actually bought the car before even knowing about it. And then after I started watching these episodes, I was like, wait, I'm getting this?
Yeah, no, you know, perfect thing is, you know, you look at the engineering and parts that are going into components like this front bulkhead that it's going to be on all cars. These are rad machines, and we're very proud to be able to produce these for the general public. Looking forward to it.
One more thing. What about Mexico? How is your marketing to be out of Mexico? I was actually just on the phone with one of my cousins telling him about your product, and he's like, dude, we haven't heard about that. What is that?
Yeah, well, it's hey, it starts born in Baja. I mean, you know, I love Baja. We'll be down there a lot. I look at this as my personal future pre-runner. I mean, I see this thing being the ideal machine for pre-running and cost effective as well. So we will be down in Baja. Love Baja. Looking forward to getting back there for the Baja 500. But we will have cars available. We've had numerous dealerships reach out to us in the Baja region. A couple KTM monkey business boys have reached out to us. There's a bunch of guys interested in our products. But the first thing before we're going to worry about Baja cars, we're going to worry about North American cars and get you guys all your cars.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And very excited once again. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks. Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight? Oh. Hey, Robert. You're on with Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How about you, Robbie?
Doing good. Hey, thanks for calling in tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking my call. Hey, I've got a question. A former Polaris RZR owner, and the drive lines in those are unphased, unbalanced, and when you hit about 30 miles an hour, they just really start to shake. What are you guys doing to eliminate that?
All right, so I got a couple of things. Let's first buy the, we have an extra, I believe one more, and maybe two pillow blocks down the center of the drive shaft. You know, one thing we've seen before is we've seen the, with high torque, we've seen the drive shafts get out around. We had to do this to our Dakar cars a couple years ago, and so we'll put bearings down the center of the drive shaft. But this thing also has torque limiters front and rear. So it has slipper clutches built into the drivetrain. Doesn't mean they slip all the time, but they definitely slip when they see a spike, either spike down the drive shaft or spike from the input of the engine into the drivetrain. So there is torque limiters in the front and the rear. And in this one, it would be inside this section over here. If you're looking at the screen, there's a slipper clutch. Do you know how many plates are in our slipper clutch? Lots. More than 20? Less than 20? 18? Somewhere between 18 and 24. I'll get you an exact number, but we've got plates that determine a certain amount of torque load. And if they see a spike, they'll slip. Excuse me. Had to sneeze. But they will slip, and that'll hopefully eliminate from braking axles, CV joints, drive shafts, U-joints. It's a component that I felt that was very necessary to put into a four-wheel drive, and we had it built into the Unicorn, and it's something that obviously is not the same part we have in the Unicorn, but something very similar. Obviously, a Unicorn slipper clutch is probably the cost of a whole-speed UTV, but this is something that would do a similar job, but it makes, 25% of the horsepower as well.
Okay, very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Is the big bore kit going to be something that would ever be available from the factory?
Well, I'm glad we were headed in that direction. You asked about the big bore kit. And, when we launched this car, everybody was playing in a fair game of rules of 1,000 cc's or less. But I've heard Polaris is going to pop out with a 13 or 1400 cc engine. If that's the case, we'll unleash our big bore kit. Just understand that our 1,000 cc already makes more than what they're claiming on their four-cylinder 1400. So we're already above them on power. And if we had to and we felt it was necessary, that's why we developed it, is to have something in our back pocket. It is a 1265. And if you look at that, you're looking at, 20% more power again.
Okay. Last question. I know there's been a lot of chat about this on the forum. Is the track system from PCI going to be available?
I talked to Todd about this earlier today, And on our standard kit, the track system is not going to be our standard system. We've spec'd a system with Scott, that Scott was involved with, and at the same time, it just would make it too hard and difficult to change back and forth. And I was told, and this is me not knowing what I'm talking about, but it takes a different headset, intercom, and just too many variable options for the average consumer.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Well, fair enough.
Scott's making great products. You know, hats off to him for continuing development.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Robbie.
You're welcome. Have a good night, buddy.
You too, thanks.
It's flashing? Phone died? Okay. All right. Hey, your last caller of the night. How you doing?
Hey, Robbie. Thanks very much for taking the call.
You're welcome. No problem. How's it going?
It's going good. Question about that aluminum bulkhead with the disc, the steering, the suspension pickup.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I'm listening to myself live. I apologize. How much, if you have a disc explode or if you have a major impact or something like that, what are you looking at as a replacement cost for that front bulkhead? Do you have an idea?
We were thinking somewhere around 50 grand.
About how much?
I'm just kidding. I said 50 grand. No, this thing needs to be in the same price range as like what it would take for suspension components, upper chassis. You know, I don't have an exact price, but it's. You want me to give you a very, very high price just to start with?
Just a ballpark price. You know, we're talking.
I would like the thing to be between $2,000 and $5,000. Obviously, as we get into manufacturing, we'll know more about that. We get into testing, but that's the price range of my goal: 2,000 on the low, 5 on the high.
All right. Next question: how many miles do you have on a test car so far, or test cars so far with these components?
Well, there's so many different test car components going on because there's stuff that we've been running for years, spindles and stuff like that, bearings. You know, we got thousands and thousands and thousands of miles on them. Components like this, with the slipper clutch in it, I'm not that worried about it, to be honest with you. I mean, it has a torque limiter built into it.
All right.
I mean, the trophy truck is basically something like this.
Gotcha. Back in the past, I know there was a few issues with the axles on the Arctic Cat that you were racing. Have those been addressed or solved?
As far as I'm aware, we have like 0 axles with Speed UTV. Are you aware of any stuff that's going on? The only problem we have with axles is mechanically setting the. I hung up on him. Damn it. Hope he calls back.
You can listen to the answer.
All right, he can listen to the answer. Sorry. So can I have that CV joint over there? Just sitting right on the corner there. Yeah. The biggest problem we've had with axles has been installation of axles. And what I mean by that is someone doesn't set up the plunge right, which means mid-travel, shortest distance, the axle has to have some slop. Extended, full droop, the axle has to have some slop. Well, people think that the rod end at the front of the trailer arm is a toe adjustment. It is purely an axle adjustment. The toe is already preset into your trailer arm, so when you have your axle in the right position, your toe and camber is already set for you. The other thing that we have is we have this positive lock system, and I know I showed this a while ago. Try to get over here closer, but right now you see this locking systems here. This is very different than all other manufacturers where you pound the axle in, it recesses this clip and it locks into the diff. This is a positive lock. It's not coming out. But it also means that if you don't have this all the way shoved into the diff and you're not exposing this, this locking mechanism, this circlip style mechanism, if you're watching here, you do 2 turns, and this mechanism disappears. This is one of our first components that we came up with, and if you look at now, it's down below it. Comes in, pop it in, spin it out, 2.5 turns, bang, it's back exposed again, all right? That lip right there locks it into the grooves, will not come in and out of the differential. A lot of our problems have been installation. We have not had any problems with our axles. These things are virtually bulletproof. We've had wonderful success with them, very high component quality material in them, and Daniel's bringing over another axle to kind of show how it plunges. But this is not an Arctic Cat axle. This is not what came in the double X's. This is a high plunging, a lot of angle as it gets out of its groove, but it still has plunge. Most important thing is you have plunge set up inside this. But this is one of these components that we've worked on. Heck, I think we're almost 7 or 8 years into axles now to make these things where we can run a trailing arm and not have to run a 5-link where you have 12 inches or 10 inches of track change like a Polaris or Can-Am or anything else. So one thing cool about the Speed UTV, suspension goes straight up and down, tire stays in the same patch at all time, which means easier to control. Might make you feel like the car is going slower because you're not chasing it left and right, but performance-wise, you're going to be going faster. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Look forward to next week's show. We will show you more of the UTT for the UTV Nationals. We'll show you more of our developed components. And please call in and ask questions. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Stream or is it lost?
You could probably upload it. If you guys can download the video, you can upload it.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
We'll work on uploading it back to Instagram. Sorry, something happened to my phone tonight, and we lost some of this. So it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook, and Scott will be the wizard he is, and he'll get it put on Instagram for you. Have a good night. Thank you.